What do you?
What's good, tribe? It's your boy TECHNOSHAMAN, and welcome to Smite, Hand of the Gods Tactics. Smite is an interesting game as it combines elements of a collectible card game such as Hearthstone and Magic the Gathering, along with tabletop tactical elements from video games such as XCOM or board games such as Warhammer. Now, the interesting bit is that this combination has been done before in games such as Duelist and Cards and Castles, but Smite provides it with a known universe and storyline combined with much prettier elements. It's a lot easier on the eyes. Another advancement that this team has done is they've realized the sort of casual frustration of wanting to actually play a free-to-play game and having access to more card packs and more abilities and units in game. So the play that I've done so far has actually opened up to more than a couple packs per day, as well as quicker progression to allow for building more unique decks. The third interesting piece is the actual system itself, as the game is built on several pantheons of gods, and you build your deck based on the leader of that pantheon. So the leader abilities are each quite unique, and the gods that you summon to follow that leader are unique as well. Add in the followers, your typical traditional buff and debuff spells and mechanics, and you have a fairly well-rounded game that's pretty fun to play. So what I'm going to do with this video is actually play through two of the tutorials just to give folks who've not seen the game a chance to actually understand how it works. If you have played Smite before and aren't really interested in the tutorials, I will be putting up full games later on just to add to the flavor of what's going on with this particular game and series. So in the meantime, let me go ahead and hop right into the tutorials, and I do hope you enjoy.
Can you feel it? Your power is returning. Your faithful cry out for you.
They do.
Remember.
I can't.
I was murdered.
Yes, you were.
You? Why are you here?
I helped to free you through my domain.
But...
You were trapped in Hades.
Betrayal.
Olympus has fallen. The Eye of Ra is lost. The Norse say Ragnarok has come.
That's not good.
Someone is coming.
So someone's after all the pantheons. Interesting.
Zeus, it is you. Your brother will be so pleased.
What of my brother?
Weak old fool. You have no idea what's happened. This world is no longer yours.
That's a lot of minions. But I don't want the marksman. So, as usual, once you play a card or minion, they come out in an exhausted or unready state, which means that you can actually use it on your next turn. So, seeing as I started with 2 mana, one of the many things I do enjoy, I'll go ahead and end my turn, and we'll watch the enemy see what they do.
You can't win. Your faithful are scattered. You are weak and alone.
You are never alone. Your daughter awaits.
Now, another of the interesting pieces is that when units are adjacent to each other and inflict damage upon another unit, they take damage as well, sort of retaliatory system. But when a ranged unit fires on a melee unit and is not adjacent to them, then that ranged unit doesn't take damage. So typically the ranged units do less damage, but they do get away with not actually having damage inflicted on them every turn. And here they explain the fact of passive abilities. So passive abilities are abilities that are just there. They don't have to be activated by the player. So, for example, Athena's passive lets her be deployed and
Father, you are alive!
release a ton of
Athena,
damage.
Still sticking your nose where it doesn't belong.
And that's what I was just explaining. If I move my marksman back, I can go ahead and fire without having damage inflicted upon me. Pretty neat system. And is one of the main pieces of the tactical element. Get him.
Foul creature! I should have ended your curse long ago.
Now, there are also buffs, just as, standard CCG, where you're able to actually spend mana to enhance the abilities of a creature, anywhere from health to special abilities to attack. So, again, we are just running through the tutorials, so they're keeping things basic, but just to give an example, again, of the gameplay here. How rude. And the point of this conflict is to actually destroy the enemy's summoning stone. So as you noticed, new units, aside from Athena, whose ability was listed as deploy anywhere on a battlefield, need to be summoned near summoning stone. Also, your objective is to go ahead and destroy that summoning stone, just sealing victory.
I knew you would return to us somehow.
Athena, I am so weak, I cannot see clearly. What has happened?
We are at war, Father, and many have fallen. Come, there is much to tell.
And there you go. So that was just one of the tutorial rounds. What I'm going to do is hop right into the next tutorial, just to finish out the explanation of gameplay, and then next video we'll actually get into some real games. But for now, I'll catch you in the next tutorial.
Hurry, Father! The boat is not far. We must get you to safety.
What happened here?
Our armies invaded the Kingdom of the Sun. Ares led them. He now rules in Ra's place.
We invaded. Why?
It was believed Egyptians murdered your father. Olympus wanted revenge, and Ares gave it to them.
Why would Anubis help then?
To clear his name! Come, Father, we must hurry, and you are not thinking clearly.
But who killed me?
Blast! Agents of the enemy! We must fight!
Oh, the enemy. So, another interesting piece, and is of course a carryover from other games, are abilities. So, every turn you have access to a leader ability, just as you would in Hearthstone and other titles. And what it does in this particular case is it gives a friendly god +1/+1. One of the interesting pieces of Smite in this game is that the abilities range widely. There's a wide variety of abilities that you can go ahead and build your deck around, and I think that's amazing, because while metas are of course in place, as they would be in any game that you play online, this does allow for you having a wide variety of opponents and a wide variety of differing foes that you'd actually play off against. So I'm going to go ahead and follow through the tutorial just to show some more of the gameplay and how it works.
Your power is returning, but you are still vulnerable.
So, interestingly enough, guard is present in the game. It does prevent an enemy from actually attacking your summoning stone until they deal with that unit.
You must call upon your faithful.
So another interesting aspect of the game is that you have the actual beasts and followers of a particular pantheon that you do call upon along with other gods of that pantheon. I really like the gameplay. It's fairly smooth. Definitely prettier than some of the other offerings that are out there. So we'll go ahead and just cast this, just to actually cast a spell. Interestingly enough, you do have, of course, spells that affect enemy minions as well. And we'll go ahead and wrap up the tutorial story.
You are leaving.
Yes, I must return to Olympus.
It is gone. There is nothing for you there.
That I will see it for myself. You have my thanks.
I do not need your thanks. This all started with you. You must restore order before it is too late.
Then join me. I will need more allies in this chaos.
Another day, perhaps.
I have allies in the wilderness, Father. We should seek them out.
No. I must see home first.
Oof, so there you have it. A little tutorial action, a little bit of the gameplay mechanics, and like I said earlier, the description will be in the link below if you want to actually try Smite out. I will of course still be posting Hearthstone and other video games, but wanted to give folks a view of this as I found it pretty interesting. Adding the tabletop mechanic and doing it with such, well, honestly, pretty and solid interface and pretty looking minions. You know, it just adds to more gameplay options. Another key piece is that we all understand the collectible mechanic. Well, it is easier to actually get new cards and new packs within Hand of Gods that I've seen in other games. So definitely worth checking out. Hope you enjoyed, and catch you next time.
Feel me like a Hellcat.